Okay.
All right. Welcome to
What the Body.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
We absolutely adore you.
Yes. This is Annika Bennett-Shaloff
thanks.
with Hey Maven, and we're so happy you're here.
Hey Maven is a company I've been following for years.
Yeah.
I adore you. I think what you are doing for just humans in general is incredible.
Yes.
And we feel so honored that you decided to come on today. Genuinely.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited. I had a chance to listen to a few of your episodes.
Yay.
And I'm in love with what you guys are all about.
Yay.
So I feel that we're very well aligned on our life's mission.
Good.
Yay.
Good.
That's great.
Well, yes, we're just very, I don't know, when people show up and have the same kind of energy that we do and are fighting for the same things and fighting for inclusion and fighting for space, for people to take up space, it's just like,
Alignment.
It feels like such great alignment.
It does.
know?
It's nice. It's honestly like between COVID and the world, I won't even mention specifics, but it is really, really nice to feel like we have a community of people that are good humans and are fighting the good fight. And it ain't easy, but sometimes I feel crazy. Like
it's worth it.
Yeah. I'm like, am I crazy or are they crazy? I don't know.
I think we're all a little crazy. I think it's whatever flavor it is.
I sometimes feel like I'm just like shouting into the void. So it's nice to know that I'm not just hearing an echo.
You are not, I promise.
There are other humans that are receiving what I am putting down. So that's really good.
Absolutely.
Well, I did a little research because I was interested in your whole story, and I love kind of where you started and how Hey Maven was born. Do you want to maybe start there?
Yeah, for sure. So how far back do I go? I'll start around college.
Okay,
perfect.
So I have a degree in fashion design. That's sort of like my background and training. I have a bachelor's of fine arts in fashion design, and my thesis when I graduated was in maternity wear. So when I graduated, I had like this body of work about maternity wear, and then I started making children's clothing, and I had a line of maternity and children's clothing that I was selling when I moved from Boston to Los Angeles right after college. And while I was running that business, I just kind of realized, one, I can't relate to the product at all because at the time I had never been pregnant, didn't have children, and I was just sort of like, maternity wear seemed interesting, whatever.
Let's do it.
But I couldn't relate to the product. Yeah. So I was like, let's just jump in and see what it's all about. But I was like, I don't know what moms want to wear. I don't know what they want their kids in. Like, I just couldn't relate to it. And it really wasn't that much fun for me, to be honest. And so I ended up shutting down that business at the end of about 2013.
Okay.
And I was just sort of like, I'm done. I'm not really, I kind of at the time was like, I'm not good at business. Like business is not for me. I'm not good at it. This isn't a fit for me. I'll go do something else. But in sort of the interim between closing that business and what I'm doing now, I decided one day just to make a bralette. Like, I don't even know why I did that.
I know. I read that you were like, I have no idea what possessed me to make that bralette.
Yeah, I can't account for that. I was just like, I'll just make one. It'll be fun. I had leftover elastic that I was making baby headbands out of.
Stop it.
So baby headband material became a bra. I lay it down on my bed in my apartment, and I took a picture and I posted it on Instagram. And people were just like, oh, can you make me one? I'd like one. It was just like friends and acquaintances. So I just opened an Etsy shop, and I was like, I'll just make these bras, whatever. I'll just make this one bra. That's it. And I had sizes extra small through extra large on my little Etsy shop.
Yeah.
And I was just doing my thing. And at the time, Hey Mavens was called Married and Bright because I was also a wedding planner at the time. So I was doing like bridal lingerie, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was actually like, I was having way more fun making bras in the like back bedroom of my apartment than I ever had done.
Yeah.
Working on making maternity clothing. So it kind of started to just snowball from there. I started my own website and I started making more styles, and it really just sort of evolved in a natural way. Where I went from making this one bra in this very limited size run to now I have a brick and mortar store. I sell sizes extra small through 10XL and beyond. I now live in Nashville, and like I've got a whole operation going with a team, and it was sort of just like a runaway train.
Love it.
And a lot of the changes, involving expanding my sizing and working with people of different sizes and gender identities, just sort of evolved naturally as I was talking with my customers and talking with my clients, is that I would hear, hey, I need this size, or I'm interested in this color or design or whatever. And I was just very responsive to input. I have a couple boundaries about things I won't take input on, but for the most part, I'll always take people's feedback into account, and feedback has been a really big catalyst for what got me into sort of the niche that I'm in now.
Right.
That's so important, because like, if you're not listening to your customers, if you're not talking to them and listening to them and taking their feedback and pivoting, I mean, I know companies that just, they're like, no, this is what we do. We don't care. It's like, I mean, it's changed my business. Sounds like it's changed your business. It's changed your business. Like,
that's how my business was founded.
Yeah,
though. I mean, I never once was like, it's for small bodies only.
Right.
I never had that. So it didn't really ever change my business. It was just a platform that I was very passionate about, because I don't think feeling sexy in your body should be exclusive to small through extra large. I just don't.
No, but you take 100%. Really good feedback from people. Like, you kind of like ebb and flow what you do based on the feedback of, you know, said customer. And that's amazing.
So you're like one of two in the entire market that goes up to a 10X for lingerie. I don't know of another company. I only know of you that goes to a 10X for lingerie. Talk to me about that. I know that wasn't like your intention. I want to be the only one. You're like, I want everyone to come with me. Talk to us about that, because I thought that was really important.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know of very many other brands that are doing that size range. And again, like, I don't want to corner that market. I don't want to be like, I'm the only one doing it and let me have all of that market share. I think that every brand should carry every size.
Yes.
And when I say every size, like, every size. And I know that even carrying extra small to 10XL, that's not every size. And there are people that I can still find new people to serve. But when you're like, we love what you're doing, I'm like, I'm out here doing my best. Like, I'm trying my hardest. So I appreciate you. Even
the little meme. How are you doing? My best.
Yeah.
I'm doing
my best, Tom.
Like, I am, I'm showing up in the way that I can show up. I've found that, as I expand my size range, my business also grows.
Yes.
So from a purely like capitalist business standpoint, if I want to have the most successful business and make the most amount of money, why not serve the most amount of people? Like, I know you know the statistic that like the majority of American women are plus size. And I even kind of put that in quote, plus size. I don't like to use terminology like that. Like, I don't really say like, here's my plus size line and here's my straight size line. Like, for me, it's all one thing. Yeah. But for the majority, something like 67% of Americans are above a size 14, I believe. Like, that is 2/3 of the market. Yes. I would like to have and be able to reach
2/3 of the market.
Those 2/3.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to serve those people. And so from a purely like capitalist point of view, that sounds great. But it also comes from just wanting to serve people well.
Yes.
Wanting products that are in your correct size to be available and accessible. When we were expanding our size line, we did extensive fit testing and research, and we worked with models and influencers and just regular people to have them try our products and let us know what they thought. Yeah. And one person who I believe was a 9X, she told me that she literally didn't wear underwear. Like, from a certain age, she just grew out of underwear, that she couldn't wear underwear because nobody made her size.
Right.
And that, like, I thought I was a pretty aware person of stuff that's going on in the world, but that actually kind of blew my mind. Like, I just didn't think that was a real thing. Yeah. Like, that somebody couldn't have access to something as simple as underwear because of their size. And so those sort of little stories really motivate me, that like, I know that there are brands that, like, especially during the pandemic early on, they're like, we're going to expand our sizes. And there was a lot of talk about that in 2020 and 2021. And a lot of brands have since scaled back. Yeah. I'm like, I'm never getting rid of these sizes. We're going to get more of them. We're going to keep going. Because even if I can serve one person who doesn't have another option or felt closed out of access to lingerie, even if it's just that one person, I'm happy to put that item on the shelf and wait for them to come and get it.
I love that so much. I can absolutely resonate with the underwear story. I haven't worn underwear for years because I don't like when underwear rolls down my body. Okay. And I have a little bit of a belly hang. I wouldn't really call it a bee belly, but I have a tiny bit of an apron belly. And so when I put underwear on, it doesn't even matter if they're high-waisted or not. When I wear them under my clothes, I spend the whole day literally trying to adjust them. And I finally just was like, I wonder if I could just try it without, right? Because like I wear all my yoga pants and stuff, right? And so I tried it, and I felt the most liberated I had ever felt because I was not, my hyper-focus was no longer on my clothes. Yeah. I wasn't thinking about it all the time, right? Yeah. And I think that's a really important piece, is that we are conditioned as bigger bodies to fit what we are granted, right? Like,
right, you don't have a choice.
Here's what is in your size, maybe.
Right.
And unless you want a
it's not
special
pretty,
order,
and it's like
beige
tan.
and tan and
Yeah.
not lacy, and there's definitely no rainbow colors. And it's just like,
You don't
this
feel
is
sexy.
what you get. Don't throw a fit, and you don't feel sexy in it. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
So I stopped wearing underwear because of that. And I'm in like a traditional 2-3 body. Like, that is a pretty privileged body in the realm of things, right? And so I can only imagine that feeling of just walking into a store and knowing intrinsically, like, I know they don't carry my size. We talked about this.
Yeah.
We talk about this frequently, but like, we're all accessory people, because we're like, the scarves always fit, the shoes always fit, right? The bangles always fit. It's like dumb, because you just want to walk in and buy something, and you buy what you can.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
Right. And yeah, like to that point, we have a brick and mortar in East Nashville, and we carry all of our sizes there. They're not just online, they're in store. We have a fitting room. You're welcome to come in, put it on. We're happy to take your measurements. I've had people, while I'm measuring them, go, I'm sorry. Like apologizing to me while I'm like putting a measuring tape around their body. And I'm sort of like, I just want to let you off the hook. Like, you don't have to apologize to me. I don't even know why you're saying I'm sorry in this moment. Like, none of that in here. Like, you are welcome to show up exactly how you are. And if my arms don't reach around your body while I'm putting measuring tape on, we'll find a way. We'll do some teamwork. Like, that is totally that. I want to take your measurements because I want you to find the right fit. And I imagine that sort of feeling of I'm sorry comes from some shameful experience that you've had in another store.
Yeah.
And so we are just a totally like judgment-free, shame-free zone. Like, I don't really care like what the number says on the measuring tape. Like, that's just data to me to help me find the right fit. Like, it doesn't mean anything about who you are as a person or your value. And we have our motto is like, it's on the front of our store. It says your worth comes from within. So your value, your inherent value is always from within. The outside, we like to decorate and play, dress up and make the outside fun, but your worth inherently does not change no matter what. It comes from within. And that's our motto.
You're our people.
Yeah.
You're our people.
Yeah. I mean,
We
apologizing
love this.
for your body over and over is a lifelong version of trauma over and over and over and over and over for having that size body. And
I think everyone apologizes. We apologize when we sweat. We apologize when we take up space. We apologize.
I apologize when I'm too loud, brash.
And it's very innately in us.
Yeah.
And it's all bodies.
Especially women.
It's all bodies, yeah.
We're taught to apologize
female presenting
constantly.
humans. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was listening to a book today, and it was talking about how men take up space unapologetically.
Yes.
And this isn't a knock on men, but they are never conditioned to apologize for taking up space. And I went, holy shit, that's very accurate.
Yeah.
I've never once heard a man say, I'm so sorry if they can't squeeze past you in the hallway. I've never once heard that. And I was like, I'm going to start walking around like that. Unapologetically taking up space. I'm not apologizing to no one for nothing. That's a lie. I will.
You have a right to that.
Yeah, I have a right to that.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So I want to talk about your fit guide because I know that before I started having a lingerie closet, it was always so curious to me that I could buy an extra large in one piece and a 5X in another piece, and they fit the exact same. And when I have people come into my studio and I tell them, you might be a 2X traditionally, but sometimes lingerie, you are a 4 or you're a large. Like, there's really no...
That's bizarre.
There's no like model across standardization.
Yeah.
So when somebody's shopping with you, on your website there is a size chart, correct? I'm pretty sure that we pulled that.
Yes.
Yeah. So talk to us about how somebody would measure themselves at home to shop your website if they're not local to you.
Great question.
Yeah, so we have a fit guide. Like, we have a thing that will walk you through step by step. It's called step by step. It's called the Cheeky Cheat Sheet, and so that's a free download that you can get that'll walk you through step by step and help you do kind of the math. Because a lot of people approach, especially bra size, from a sort of traditional band and then cup size, and we do basically extra small through 10X. So there's like 2X, 3X, 4X. So we sort of walk you through getting to that traditional bra size, which will help you find bras from other companies too, which we welcome you, of course. Go use our info that you got and buy other bras. But what I say usually for a ballpark is if you know what size like fitted t-shirt you wear, that is going to get you pretty close to what our bra size is. So if you wear like usually a 3X fitted tee, you're probably a 3X bra. But we basically, on that guide, we tell you to take the measurement around your rib cage, like right under your bust line, and then take the measurement right around the fullest part of your bust. And then there's a little bit of math that's involved. You basically subtract the bigger size from the smaller size, which is usually the fullest part of your bust. You subtract that, and then the difference will get you like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, those cups. And then we have a little guide that's like, if you're a 32D, you're going to be a medium. If you're a 42G, you're probably a 4X or whatever. And it kind of will triangulate you into a spot. And we find that most people fall somewhere on our size chart, but if you look at it, it's basically this diagonal on a grid, and there's kind of some white areas where you sort of fall outside of the traditional alpha sizing. And then we've added in a couple of sizes that we sort of invented. We invented the name of it. We didn't invent the size because people come in
multiple sizes.
We didn't invent the person. But we have something we call extra medium, which is a pretty common size that we found where somebody has a small rib cage but a large cup size. And so it's a size that's between small and large that's not medium, so we call it extra medium.
Love that.
We have a size called mini XL, which is for people who have a more broad rib cage and a shallower cup. We find that a lot of trans women really like that size, but people of all categories like that size. And then we have something called Hey Mavens, which is basically a large band and then a like 3X cup, so people who have a larger cup size. But yeah, if you want to measure yourself at home, it's not super complicated. We're happy to walk you through it. If you want to DM me, I can send you the guide, or I can just walk you through measuring yourself. But you need to get a nice flexible measuring tape and just wrap it around your body, under your bust, rib cage, and then get that bust size. And then it's just a little bit of math after that.
Yeah. Fun fact, if you don't have a measuring tape, like the soft ones, just take a string and a normal, just like tape measure. Smart. Do the string trick.
Measure a ruler.
And then a ruler. I've had to do that before, and people have looked at me like I was nuts. I'm like, what do you mean you've never done this? So it's totally accessible. Like, you can do it. Yeah. If you have a ruler, you have a measuring tape. If you have the banded tape.
You probably have this stuff at home.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And of course, you're welcome to come into our store if you're local to Nashville. We're happy to measure you there, or you can grab a buddy. But yeah, I think it's intimidating because people get a little bit hung up on numbers. But again, like it's just data to me. Like, it just helps me find your right size. It doesn't have any, other moral repercussions. It's literally just a number.
Yeah. I love that.
So talk to everybody about your involvement in the queer community. I know that you talk about it. You're outwardly queer. You're very involved right now with social awareness and justice. And I'm really so happy and proud of you for doing all of that. But I'd love for you to share with the audience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So like I live in Nashville. I live in Tennessee, which is like basically the worst state to be in right now at this exact moment. Like, we've just got a lot going on. And I've never considered myself to be like an activist or, I don't know, like politically involved, but I've felt really, I don't know, almost forced into it just because like of the platform that I have and the voice that I have. I feel that I'm just more driven to it now. I'm sort of almost, I don't want to say obligated because I'm not trying to say somebody else forced me to, but that's how I feel, is that I want to be, I myself am a bisexual person, but I'm married to a man. So I'm very much straight presenting. And so I want to be both a member of the queer community and also be an ally to that, and use the platform and the voice that I have to talk about what I think is right. For example, right now in Nashville, there was a bill proposing a drag ban, so you can't perform drag here in the state of Tennessee. It's recently been like sort of, they put like a 2-week stay on it where it hasn't been banned, but they'll address it again in 2 weeks. And so ridiculous. I just sort of use basically like my Instagram platform and the platform I have as a local business owner to basically say, I don't really think this is cool.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just not right. And like, it's for what's going on, it's just sort of like the gateway into like way worse stuff. So
for sure.
I'm just trying to use what like little wedge of space that I have to be an ally and to be an advocate for trans rights, queer rights, gay rights, and my space, my store, my physical space is very welcoming towards people of all walks of life. I want people to feel really safe when they walk in.
I love that.
In the building where my store is, there's a Montessori school, and so when the little kids walk by, they're like, "Oh, the rainbow store! There's the rainbow lady!" Because I have literally, it's just rainbow everywhere.
I love that.
And so I'm like, if it's not clear to you that I am very pro-gay, like
this is the shop for you.
You'll
Yeah,
see just a fucking rainbow as far as the eye can see. And so
Joy.
I hope that signals, without having to say words, that people of every identity are welcome to come in and they can just hang out, or if they want to get measured or they want to shop, whatever. But it's, I hope that it is a safe haven for really anybody who needs that space.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
I do too.
I wish there was
makes
more
me
spaces
happy.
like that.
I know.
Yeah. Makes me really
So
happy.
your line, for people that don't know, what do you carry?
Oh yeah, so we mostly carry bras and underwear.
Okay.
And our signature style it's called a wrap style bralette. It basically kind of crisscrosses in front and almost looks like a wrap dress, kind of the top of it. And we carry it in a rainbow of colors and prints. We are most well known for our velvet, which is really popular, especially in the winter time. It's just really like yummy and touchable and feels really great. We also carry our best-selling style of all time is a bra with cat appliques on it, lace cat appliques, like right on the tatas, 2 cats right there. That's our best-selling style of all time.
We love that.
If you're a cat lover or not, people love this bra.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
and
That's awesome.
we are always developing new styles, right? Can you see through my shirt? Right now I'm wearing a bandeau bralette, which is like really comfy. It doesn't have any metal on it at all. Like there's no like fiddly adjusters or a clasp. It's just a really nice soft bralette. That has become super popular over the last few months. People are really into the bandeau bralette.
Yeah.
We are also working on developing a sort of more boxer brief kind of shorty style that's a little bit more gender neutral, which people are really excited about.
Super excited.
This is one of those things that like the feedback where people are like, I really wish you had blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, just wait. We are going to have it. So
Fuck around and find out.
yes.
We're about to do it. Yeah.
I'm like, when is it going to be? When can I order it?
I am so excited about the boxer briefs.
We're still in the fit testing phase, which is really important to me that we make sure it fits well on like every size that we carry. So we just sent out a round of samples to people.
So talk really quickly about how you do that fit testing, because people don't know that this is a thing. And I would love for you to shine a little insight into what actually fit testing is and why is it important? Because I think that's a big piece of this.
Yeah, for sure. So, we have a form on our website that we kind of are constantly updating where people can sign up to be a fit tester, and they just give us their information, their sizes, and sort of their preferences about the styles that they like. And then when we're developing a new product, we basically go through and we try and find somebody from literally every size, extra small, all the way through 10X, try and get everybody fitted, because even if the extra large fits, the 2X might not, or the large might not. It's not just like, oh, because this one was good, all the sizes around it will fit nicely. We really want to individually test every size. So we work remotely with fit testers all over the country, and we send them a package with the pieces. We ask that they try it on, take some photos, take some video, and then fill out a form that basically says this part fit well, this part did not fit well, I liked this, I didn't like this, this felt true to size, this did not feel true to size. And we ask them to provide like measurements of their body so that we can compare that to the measurements we have in studio.
Love that.
And basically based on that feedback, we tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak until it gets right, and it's a nice fit. And what's funny about it is that it might be a nice fit for Sally, who is a 3X, but Mary, who's also a 3X, that may not, work for both people. So we try and blend to be sort of egalitarian across each size. But fit it's more of an art than a science.
Yes.
Literally everybody is different. So it's not about it fitting exactly right the first time, and we want to make sure that we hone in on that based on the feedback of our fit testers.
Well, and you can tell when a company has not done that because they just expand their straight sizes into bigger forms. There's a lot of companies that do that, and I don't think people know that. And so when you go into the plus size section, you're like, they missed the mark completely because they don't even know what a plus size body looks like. Like the ankles are this big. Like you can't keep a skinny jean that small because most people who live in a body that's larger, our ankles are bigger.
Right.
So like I can't even get it over my feet, let alone up my body. So there's just like a disconnect. And I love that you actually test it on bodies and then take the median of all of that. And like, I think that's an important piece, again, of why you're so inclusive and why you're here today, because we want to talk about this kind of stuff because people don't even know to ask, like, why does this feel so wonky? Like, why is it just boxier? Why is it, it's nobody thought of this.
Super wacky stuff can happen when you take, say, a medium and you scale it all the way up to a 3 and you scale it all the way down to an extra small.
Yes.
Like I've seen a lot on like dresses that the neckline will get really weird. It's as though they think somebody who has a larger body has like a super large head too. Right. That you're like, my head is not a pumpkin. Yeah. I still have like a human head. It's just the silliness. And then I have a friend who wears an extra small and she's constantly complaining about the way that like armholes are cut, that they'll be like super deep on her because she's just very petite in every direction. And they just think a human arm is this. Right. It will always be this. And so we approach pattern making, flat pattern making, the thing where you cut the fabric out of, not like a printed pattern, but a pattern piece. We approach that from a really individual standpoint, where of course we use what's called grading, which is where you grade it up or down. But we assess it on an individual basis for each pattern, because you can't just take a medium bra and then chop it up, spread it out, and have that be the next size up. Like you just no, that's not really how it works.
No.
And the other frustrating thing is that I don't have that many other brands to compare my sizing to make it standard. So especially when you get above a 3, like there's nothing out there. I don't want to say nothing. There are brands and people, I think it is my hope that brands are trying. But especially above a 3, it's really hard to say, let me put my bra on a table and another brand's bra on the table and see if they look at all the same. So that if somebody, were to buy a bra from another brand and they buy our bra, like, can we say we are for sure a true to size 3X or not?
Right.
So that part's really frustrating, of just not even being able to say like, we're true to size. Like I can't claim that because what does that even mean?
Yeah. Well, and I have a question. Yeah. So you and Kelly have talked about before, like, just turn your bathing suit around.
Oh yeah.
It's like a lot of these brands that make, 2X, 3X. Why do I have to turn the bathing suit around or the underwear around?
So it depends on your body. If you have an apron belly, a B belly, and you have more substance in the front of your body in comparison to the back, the suits are fit like a traditional quote unquote body where you're smaller in the front and then you have a butt in the back. Okay. A lot of bodies are not like that. Right. They have more, they have just more in the front. Okay. And so you want more fabric, and a lot of people are insecure about the fact that their belly does one extra little roll at the bottom. Like it took me a really long time to love mine. And now I'm like, the higher the leg, the higher the fucking, let's do it all. Right. But a lot of people don't feel that. Yeah. And so when you turn your suit around, you now have more coverage in the front, and oftentimes it'll scoop up under that little that little flap of your belly.
It's not a design issue.
It's, I wouldn't know because again, traditionally, like I carry to a 6X in my studio. Right. And very few 6X bodies actually fit in the 6Xs that I have because they're just wonky. Oh. Like they're built by a company that's a plus size company, but they are usually very short torsoed. They're very large cupped, and they don't really fit across the board. Got it. Okay. And so I'll even do that in underwear in my studio. If somebody's like, I like the way these look, but I just don't feel like I have enough coverage in the front. We'll try them turned around. Sometimes it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of the like fit standard is for a very like curvy person who probably, and you see this a lot in like images on websites that like they have a flat stomach, but they have wide hips and a big butt and a full chest, but it's kind of like
They're like a figure eight, right?
Yeah.
They're not like a pear body. There's no apple bodies. There's no any other body type that's being actually catered to.
We're going to have people on here that are doing that. Yay.
Yeah. So we try and to take into account, and again, like every body is different. So a 3X, could have a big belly or a big butt or both. So you have to kind of average that out. But yeah, I find that, like, especially when you're sort of just browsing the internet on like what plus size, whatever, you'll see that sort of, this like quote perfect plus size person, still has
the skinny fat. Stomach, yeah, she's still got a flat stomach. You're like, what the fuck?
I know very few people at all ever of any size that have a flat stomach.
Not it.
No. I got to carry all my organs in there. Like, I need space for that. So,
it's not real.
That turnaround trick works well if you have like sort of a smaller booty and a bigger tummy. I've been trying, and we're still honing in on this, is trying to find, we have a high rise undie that I'm like, on those higher sizes, I want it to come up super high, like where it's supposed to be. And we've adjusted the pattern, accordingly to have it, kind of go around the belly and not just straight up like how it might on a smaller size, is that you have to accommodate for that extra body mass.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question? And this I think pertains to a lot of people. Do you ever have people come in expecting that they're one size? Let's say they walk in, I have this a lot. They go, I'm an extra large. And you are physically looking at the person and you're like, we will try it. Let's try it. And it doesn't work. How do you help them navigate the waters of deciding that their body doesn't need to fit into a specific size to be worthy of having dope underwear? And how do you help them navigate that, like, in store?
It's sort of a big conversation that you're trying to have in like the small context of making a sale,
right?
And so and sometimes I do accept that the sale won't happen because of that, because this is a disruptor, and like for me, obviously I'm a business and I want to sell stuff, but for me, like the greater goal is let's make you feel comfy in your clothes. Let's make this fit right. So a lot of times, especially with bras, women especially will come into the store and be like, I'm a 32D. And I'm like, no, you're not.
Right.
I can just tell by looking at your body, that's not your size. Like,
no
you probably
chance.
are a 32F, and people think D is like the biggest size cup that they've ever heard of. And I'm like, that's actually kind of a small cup size.
It is a really,
I can sort of tell, like, so people will get sometimes defensive of like, no, I was told this. I was told I was a 32F, or I've been a medium my whole life, or and so I'll say, similar to what you said, let's try it, let's see, and I'll take the blame on myself and say, different brands fit differently. Our brand might might be a larger size or letter that you're used to, but I want to make sure it fits you really well. So sometimes I'll just like follow my sword a little bit and say, it's the brand's fault, it's my fault, it's
dang it, I adore you, I fucking adore you. I just love you so much. I love everything that you are. I just think it's so cool that you're like a person who does the most intimate thing. You're fitting the most intimate thing, and you're so you're like a pillow. You're just like, you're so soft about it, and you're so just accepting and embracing everybody that walks through your door. And you can tell that. We literally just met a week ago, and I could tell that just from your social media and the way you show up on your social media. Like,
thank you. Yeah.
I think that's so impressive. I don't know. I get jazzed about stuff like that.
I really appreciate you saying that. Because for me, the goal is it's never to win. I don't need to be right in order. That's not how I win. I win by making somebody feel happy and comfortable with the transaction that has taken place in my store. And so if they're not going to feel happy and satisfied if I'm saying, no, you're an extra large, if I keep saying that and I can tell that's making them uncomfortable, then that's not me winning. So sometimes I won't even talk about the size. I'll say, I took your measurements. This one's your size. Why don't you try it on? Then if it fits well and they like it, then sometimes I'll say, that was a 4X, and here's another style, here's another color in the 4X. This is your size in our brand. And so sometimes you just have to not say take the measurement and say 52 or whatever, you just write it down or whatever. And I gauge that basically on an individual basis. Am I reading that this person's super uncomfortable with numbers? Are they, totally fine with it? And especially if they're hung up on sort of an old size from an older body, that's the point where I'm like, yeah, you know what, that's on me. That's, our sizing is a little bit different maybe than what you're used to.
Yeah.
And that I find can kind of break the ice a little bit.
Yeah.
So for online ordering, so you're going to have a lot of people listening that are remote to Tennessee, right? So what do you recommend? Because I know I've heard a lot of times people order 3 different sizes to kind of see what works for them and then return the ones that don't work. How do you recommend ordering online for your stuff?
Yeah, so I say like the number one thing is that if you aren't sure about your size, please reach out. We want to help you before you make the transaction. If you aren't sure, you're not confident, you even just want somebody to back up what you think, just, hey, can you confirm for me? Just send us a DM or an email. We are more than happy to like sort of do a virtual fitting. I will say this, for hygienic reasons, we don't take returns or exchanges, but we are happy to break the rules for you, bend the policies, and accommodate you because I understand, you spend good money on something, you want it to fit. So I just put that out there as our policy, is that I don't want your dirty underwear back. And I want people to know that I'm not going to sell you dirty underwear.
Yeah.
The underwear that you receive from us has never been on someone else's body.
Right.
So in the case of a return, we wash them, we donate them to women's shelters. We find other ways to, not put them back into our stream.
Yeah.
And so I say that's our policy, but the rules are made to be broken, and we absolutely want people to be happy and satisfied with the fit. So I will say don't order 3 sizes because for returning that gets a little bit wonky. We are more than happy to find the right fit for you ahead of the transaction.
That's great.
I love that. We had Cara on recently, and she helps brands just become more inclusive. And she gave the analogy of when a straight size person goes into a store and they pull a bunch of stuff to try on, there's no money transaction that happens. But plus size people don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
We have to order everything online. And that, I have thought about that since we interviewed her.
Yeah.
I have thought about that every single day.
You're spending more money.
That the onus falls on us to have to buy and guess, and then
Try
it doesn't
on.
fit, and a lot of people don't take stuff back, or the shipping expense of stuff back.
Right.
To like maybe get one piece of the 7 that we ordered. I love the fact that you go above and beyond for people prior to their purchase, even if they're not local.
Yeah, that's great.
Like that's incredible.
Yeah.
I would feel very comfortable to reach out at this point, given all she said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we are here to serve people, and if somebody wants to reach out, I'm more than happy to spend all day going back and forth with them over email or direct message or whatever.
Right.
And the reason for the sort of no return things is hygienic, and also I'm a small business. Like there's 3 of us on the team.
Yeah.
So it's about being able to protect myself financially. But I never ever want somebody to feel put out that they spent money and that they didn't get what they expected, or it's just not right. Like, which is why email Reagan. She's my customer service lady.
Love that.
She's our COO. She does a million things. But Reagan is going to be really happy to help find a solution that makes everybody feel good about the transaction and what went down.
What's Reagan's email? Almost said Raven.
It's hey@heymavens.com. So
hey@heymavens.com.
Hey@heymavens.
And we'll link all this stuff too.
Yep.
For sure. We'll link it all in the
So what do you do to decompress? That's a lot.
Gosh, decompress. I don't know. I mean, I have a newborn. I keep calling her newborn. Her first birthday is next month. Like, I don't know. So
she's 340 days old.
Yeah.
So I really, it's sort of a balance. I really enjoy spending time with her, but she's also totally nuts and like just crazy bananas.
Yeah.
She's figuring out how to crawl, and it's like giving me a run for my money. So it's both like a stressor and a decompressor. So that's really been fun, of just like having my baby and enjoying time with her. We love to go to the library and story time and run around. But I also really love any TV show that's related to like dating. Like,
Me
I've
too.
seen them all. Like
Me
Love
too.
is Blind, Married at
Me
First Sight,
too.
The Bachelor. Like,
Yeah.
I love, what is up with that as a genre? I love it.
And sometimes I cry. I'm like sitting there with my glass of wine, and it's like this woman, this child that I don't know is like getting engaged to this guy, and I'm like, thank God, I was just really rooting for them.
It's like
true love.
And then I get
because
pissed off.
It's the same reason we love romantic
Oh my
comedies.
God.
Let's be honest.
And then I'm like,
we're-
she is acting grown. She needs to quit. I mean, Love is Blind.
Yeah.
Mean Girls is not cool anymore. Love is Blind.
No,
Girls, we see you.
Just the the drama, you know?
Same. But, I think it's because, like, running a business is so complex and intricate, and, like,
fucking microphones aren't working, and I'm screaming at her about how we're not,
and I'm
we
just
don't
sitting
have time. Like,
Jesus
she's like,
Christ.
calm down. This is why we get here early, and I'm sweating, and like, business is crazy.
Right. And like, you have to report the numbers, and it's like, okay, you're doing all the squishy stuff, but where's the fucking data, right? And so when I get home, and it's, Sally and Mike, and they're trying to figure out if they love each other, I get to check out. I'm not thinking about no data.
No consequences
No.
TV. Like, they're like, I couldn't watch Game of Thrones because it was all consequences.
I was just gonna, and I can't get into something that makes me think, because I'm like, somebody needs to be making decisions for me.
Oh, wait, what'd she say?
I can't follow this plot.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not doing
Well,
that.
I'm scrolling Instagram trying to get caught up on things.
No.
I can't do both. I need one or the other.
No, I want to love plot, and I want to know what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
That's all I need, is just something that's like totally mindless. So that's where I go to sort of check out.
That is so exciting. So you have the boxer stuff in the works. What is other stuff that lights your soul on fire in the next year or so?
What's next?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I think this is maybe is terrible to say. I'm really excited to get my daughter into preschool. I love her and I adore her, and we fought for her for 5 years to have this baby.
Yeah.
But I think what's the frustrating thing for me is feeling like I want to be a mom full time and I want to have a business full time, and I'm not doing either thing to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for her to go to a school where loving teachers are gonna play with her and educate her, and she's gonna have a great time, and that I can go to work and sort of do the work that I'm really trying to do.
Give yourself grace.
I want to reach more people.
Yeah.
I want to connect with more people, and I'm feeling limited by, holding my iPhone in one hand and like breastfeeding with the other one. And, so I'm excited that she's going to be in preschool hopefully soon, and I will be able to have sort of that time and space for my business and for myself. And then I can show up and be the mom that I want to be.
I love that.
When she's back from school.
You got to give yourself grace.
I don't know if that lights my soul on fire, but I'm very much looking forward to that day.
It does light your soul on fire.
Yeah.
You can tell you got passionate about it. You're like, yes, I get to go back to being both and yes, and I'm yes anding it.
And you don't have to lose your identity in your child, right? You are allowed to live and be and produce things and run shit and fucking come home and be a mom too.
Yeah.
That's what a boss bitch is. Do whatever you want.
I have a dog, and that's about
really
it. Yeah.
No such thing as balance when it comes to this.
No.
I'm definitely not expecting that, but I'm just looking forward to being able to show up to the best of my ability in both areas of my life. Because I felt super disconnected from my business over the last year. Like my daughter was born 7 weeks early, and so I took what I've been calling surprise maternity leave. Like, surprise, the baby's here. So that kind of rocked my shit of just like having a preemie in the NICU, and like my team did an amazing job sort of running the business when I was just like in the hospital. But I've been feeling like there's been no official return to work. I've just been dabbling. And so I'm looking forward to being like to Hey Mavens and be that boss and be that mom.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Good for you.
I love that.
So how do you, we got the email address. How can people also get you? What are your handles, and how do you want people to reach out?
Yeah, so our website is heymavens.com. It's basically how it's HEYMAVENS.com. That's where you can go shop and browse and all that stuff. Our Instagram handle is HeyMavensXO. It's got an XO at the end of it because somebody is sitting on Hey Mavens. You can give it up now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's the worst.
That handle. It's Hey MavensXO on Instagram. I'm literally on there all day long. So if you ever want to reach out, that's the best place to hit me up. I also want to tell your listeners that I'll have a coupon for them. If they use the code WhatTheBody, they can get 25% off their order, which is a super good deal.
We love that.
So it's just WhatTheBody. That's the code. HeyMavens.com.
That just gave me goosies.
Get that 25% off.
Thank you for doing that. That just gave me goosebumps.
That means the world to us.
Y'all.
Let's get some undies into the hands of your listeners.
Oh my gosh.
WhatTheBody 25 for 25% off their entire order. Wow.
Yes. It's just WhatTheBody, no numbers. WhatTheBody is the code.
WhatTheBody. WhatTheBody, not WhatTheBody 25. Clarify.
WhatTheBody.
Got it.
And we will have all that linked as well. We will have all that linked as well.
Okay. I'm going to go order right now.
And if somebody doesn't have the means to support you financially, how can they support you emotionally? How can they amplify your voice and your mission?
Yeah, I would love if you would give me a follow on Instagram. That's sort of our main place. Leave a comment, drop a like. If you are so inclined, if you would leave us a Google review, that would be super helpful. Reviews are
everything.
If you've been to our store or shopped online, I would super appreciate any form of review on Google would be super awesome.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yeah. Awesome.
This was so good.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just fangirling. I absolutely adore you. I love your brand. And I'm so thankful that you took some time out of your busy schedule. We know how busy you are to join us today. Because I think a lot of what you said, a lot of people don't know.
No.
And you are working so hard to create space for bodies that don't have access.
There's going to be.
We love that.
Yes. There's going to be somebody up to 10X that's going to find something, and it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the feeling is completely mutual. Thank you both for what you're doing and for this podcast and what you do individually.
Yeah.
Super excited that I get to know you and fight the good fight together.
Yes, absolutely. Awesome. And we will link everything below. And
thanks for listening.
thanks for listening to What the Body.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks for having me.